Thank you very much. As a business centre operator, I'm very interested in what your views are in terms of the outlook for 2015 for the sector as a whole.
I think there are some challenges. It's a delicate market, although it's very, very strong at the moment. We've got an election coming in the next 4 or 5 months, and we're already starting to see a little bit of nervousness come into the markets because of that. And then obviously dependent on the outcome of the election, we may have a referendum not too far away as well, and even now we're seeing the press comment on coming into play on that. So I think broadly speaking, demand's good and inquiry's good. Will it get stronger? I'm not sure. I think it'll all hold up pretty well. We're certainly optimistic for the next 12 months.
And do you see any emerging or changing trends in terms of the occupier market, whether it's SMEs or corporate occupiers, and also in terms of the election, does that have an impact on that?
Well, I think the interesting thing in the last maybe 2 or 3 years since 2008 has been that up until that point that we had our particular sector is the financial services, banking, and that sort of sector. And the interesting thing since 2008 is that the strength and size of those inquiries has probably got smaller. Now it's beginning to spawn again as recruitment in the city takes off, with certainly some departments of banks and project teams and whatnot starting to grow again. So I think we've actually started from a relative historic low, and it's a growing market, not a retracting market.
And do you see differences between what will happen in London and what happens in the regions? Do you think they're very different markets?
I think they are completely different markets, actually, and the margins for operational profit are quite different, and obviously occupation rates and sheer volume of opportunity for growing growth within the sector is quite different. So it's speed as much as anything else. I'm not suggesting there isn't the same opportunity for growth, but it's the speed of growth.
And in terms of the differences between the business centre sector and the traditional office-based sector, what is it you think that makes the business centre sector sort of stand apart? What can it offer that the traditional office market can't?
Sure. Well, I think it's the same old in a way. It's just that maybe the message is finally getting through that flexibility, relative cost and flexibility still makes it very, very attractive. And whilst perhaps the sector hasn't always had the rosiest of reputations, that's now being well left behind as the spectrum of different offerings has got wider and of a higher quality. And the bigger corporates are now certainly leaning more towards 10 to 20% of their holdings being in serviced offices rather than conventional. And the perceived wisdom is that's the way forward. So I see it as sitting very neatly side by side with conventional. Maybe we'll steal another 5 to 10% away from them. But I think that's inevitable, actually.
Right. Thank you very much.